In this episode, I take a look at East Bali, a region off the beaten track, as most tourists come to Bali and stay in the south end of Bali around Kuta, Legian and Seminyak. But about 2 or 3 hours away from these touristy spots, East Bali has some great scenery, including lush forests, black sand beaches, a volcano and local villages. The rice terraces up in this area are particularly cool. I check out 3 attractions up there. Up in Tulamben, just off the shore, is the USAT Liberty, which was a United States Army cargo ship torpedoed by the Japanese submarine in January 1942, about 19 kilometers offshore. Other ships tried to tow it to the harbour, but the Liberty was taking too much water and so was beached at Tulamben so that the cargo and the fittings could be salvaged. Because it's such a good dive site and easily accessible from shore, even snorkelers can swim out and check out the wreck, marine life and coral. The town of Tulamben has sprung up to cater for dive tourists. On my dive there was an abundance of marine life. Apart from the many kinds of fish, there were stingrays, crikey, and turtles, and it was cool to swim through different parts of the wreck. Somewhere off the beaten track that I've discovered is Rumah Puhon, or something like that. You can see it's a treehouse, sort of in the middle of, essentially in the middle of nowhere, halfway up the volcano, on the east side of Bali. So this is one of the least developed areas of the island, and not much tourism, especially compared to the south. But this place is great. It's catering mostly to domestic tourists. All the signs are in Bahasa, the Indonesian language, but it's really cool. You can see the structures here made out mostly of bamboo. We've got these cool seats made up of old tyres, which are nice and comfortable. Anyway, if you're up this way, check it out. Rumah Puhon means treehouse in Indonesian. At the top of the treehouse, you can admire the beautiful surroundings, and behind the treehouse is Mount Agang, the volcano. It's still active, but last erupted in 1963 and 64. There's an assortment of animals here also.
Crikey, look at that. Isn't she beautiful? Indonesia's the largest Muslim country in terms of population. But here in Bali, it's a Hindu island, so it makes it very unique. Behind me you can see some temples in a village.
Grab a scooter and drive through the region to experience the local villages and observe the way of life. I really enjoyed this part of the trip.
A place off the beaten track in East Bali is where I am right now, Water Palace, or Taman Ujung. It was the place of the king Karangasem. So Karangasem is the province, and the king of the province back in 1919 had his coronation here, and he reigned from 1909 to 1945. So it's a beautiful garden, and gardens and water feature around here. Lots of the locals, again, very set up for the locals. Lots of things, not very much in English. And you can see the locals also can rent the boats and go for a bit of a paddle in these paddle boats on the lake. So if you're in this, check it out.
Let's go.
Don't be a chicken, Michael.
Go!
Come on.
Go!
Put it in.
Just
Put it in.
go!
Another feature at the Water Palace behind me is Balai Kambang. It's the floating pavilion, and it's where the king would entertain the special guests and serve them drinks there on the floating pavilion. Up behind me, the round building is called Balai Bandar, and it's where the king would go for meditation or yoga. And then you can see over my left shoulder, Balai Gili, and this is connected by 2 bridges, and it's where the king and the royal family would take a rest.
The name Ujung means extremity in Indonesian. The water palace is an interesting mix of Balinese and European architecture.